bitter wind. A life cut short where justice should have stood, and the bells cried out over her. Who will stand when the night won't let? The children trembling at the clang of fear, but every pulse grows louder here. We are the North Star blazing in the cold. We are the stories that the mountains told. From every tear we forge a flame. We call their names, we call their names. And this land of storms and snow, hope will rise where rivers flow.
That's his hair than he wanted.
Yeah, I have confirmed. It's like, what? Like that?
Alex moved with healing in his head. In the streets where people took a stand. And a nurse, a friend, a voice for the weak. Silent cries in the words we speak. They try to break us with iron and lies, but truth glows brighter in open skies.
In a hearts that beating unison, mothers, fathers, daughters, sons, side by side beneath the autumn moon, we'll march until the dawn comes soon. Raise your torch, let justice ring for every soul lost to honesty. We are the North Star blazing in the cold. We are the stories that the mountains told. From every tear we forge a flame. We call their names, we call their names. United voices break the longest night. From her to hope we claim the light. Minnesota's heart where the snow drifts deep. We sow the seeds that love will keep. From sorrow's depths to sunrise high, together we rise. Together we cry.
Enter the space just as you are, with your tenderness and your vulnerability, with your joy shining brightly, with your curiosity and longing for what's true, what's possible, what's next. Step into this moment, let your heart open wide. Set down what weighs you and let hope arise within you. Because something new is waiting to unfold. Come be here among fellow travelers, some faces you've yet to meet, some you've known before, all ready to welcome you right here, right now. Good morning and welcome to Minnesota Valley Unitarian Universalist Fellowship. My name is Carla Ries. My family and I have been members here for about 12 years now and love being involved with our faith community. Gabe Vigliaturo, who practically grew up in this church, and I are delighted to welcome you to today's service. If this is your first time visiting us in person, please make sure you take a green welcome packet from the welcome table down in the lobby. If you are on Zoom, please feel free to fill out our visitor form so we can keep you informed of all the happenings here at MVUUF. Before we get started, just a quick note, this service will be a little different because we are here to talk about a place that is very near and dear to our hearts, Camp Unistar, the Unitarian Universalist sanctuary up north, where many of us travel each summer to get away from everything. We're also moving some things around, trying some new rituals, so please bear with us. We're all in this together. We'd like to take just a moment to thank all the other people who helped make this today extra special. We'd like to thank Nicole, Lark, our musicians, our singers, for bringing joy to our service. We'd like to thank Karen Olson for bringing the beauty. We'd like to thank our fellow congregants who are sharing their thoughts on Camp Unistar with us. We'd also like to thank the Hospitality Committee, Maria Bavir, and the Unistar crew for preparing our treats during social hour. You will hear more about that later. And our tech guru, Richard. Thank you. We gather this morning with joy and gratitude, but also with pieces and parts of ourselves that are worn out and worn down. Wanting once again to trust, to join others in nurturing belief that hope is not as fragile as it sometimes seems, and that division is not always as deep as it sometimes appears.
Morning, everyone. I want to start off with reading the Unistar Land Acknowledgement Statement that was voted on the Management Committee in 2024. We, the Camp Unistar community, acknowledge the land our camp occupies on Star Island in Cass Lake, Minnesota is the traditional and historic territory of the Anishinaabe people, whose presence is imbued in its lands, waters, and woods. Recognizing the significance of this land to Native people past, present, and future, we as a community declare our intention to be good stewards and to commit to learning from our Native neighbors. Now, we do have a couple announcements today. I'd like to call Kelly Hughes first. We'll start with Leslie. Leslie Swenson, if you have an announcement, you're welcome to rise and share. Right. Moving on, let's go to the prelude.
They changed their mind.
May you know in your bones that this earth is your home. May you feel in your soul you are worthy and whole. May you know in your bones that this earth is your home. May you feel that you belong. May you know in your bones that this earth is your home. May you feel in soul you are worthy and whole. May you know in your bones that this earth is your home. May you feel that you belong. May you know in your bones that this earth is your home. May you feel in your soul you are worthy and whole. May you know in your bones that this earth is your home. May you feel that you belong. May you know in your bones that this earth is your home. May you feel in your soul you are worthy and whole. May you know in your bones that this earth is your home. May you feel that you belong. One more time now. May you know in your bones that this earth is your home. May you feel in your soul you are worthy and whole. May you know in your bones that this earth is your home. May you feel that you belong. Let's repeat that. May you feel that you belong. May you feel that you belong.
Thank you all very much for that. That was beautiful. I'm going to start off with our child slaying, which is going to be a call and response by Andrea Hawkins Comfort. All right. Blessed are we who gather with open hearts together in this space today.
Blessed are we, the childless lighters of resistance, justice, love, and faith.
Blessed are we, the heretics, the outcasts, the walkers of our own way.
Blessed are we, the border crossers, the refugees, the immigrants, the poor, the wanderers who are not lost.
Blessed are we, the transgressors, the trespassers, the cause takers, the defiant, the disobedient.
Blessed are we, the hand extenders, the sign makers, the protesters, the protectors.
Blessed are we, the trans folks, the non-binary, the cisgender, the multigender, the no gender, the queer, the straight.
Blessed are we, the friend, the stranger, the lonely, the hidden, the visible, the authentic.
Blessed are we who rise in solidarity. Blessed are we who cannot. Blessed are we who do not.
Blessed are we, for this is our beloved community, and this is who we are.
Our theme this month is resilience. According to Merriam-Webster, it means 1, the capability of a body to recover its size and shape after deformation caused especially by compressive stress. And 2, an ability to recover from or adjust to misfortune or change. Our individual and collective resilience is currently being tested. As people called to fight injustice and uphold the democratic process, Unitarian Universalists are challenged not just to bear witness to what is happening in Minneapolis, indeed all over our state and beyond, but also to act. Not just to protest, but to become involved in helping our neighbors, to organize, to connect, to fundraise, to purchase and distribute goods, to educate, to protect. There's much to do, but there's only so much any one of us can do. My current mantra is, you cannot pour from an empty vessel. Without rest and restoration, we cease to be resilient. In order to regain that shape that we have lost due to compressive stress, we must give ourselves time to heal. That is what Camp Unistar does for many of us. It gives us a place to get away from the ordinary and extraordinary stressors of life and renew ourselves. In beautiful, peaceful surroundings, we can rest our bodies and restore our souls. And in fellowship with like-minded folks, we can remind ourselves why we are who we are and why we do all that we do.
The opening hymn, number 368, is a two-part song. I'm going to sing each part and invite you to sing it with me, and then Lark and Kai will join me, and we'll have you decide which part you'd like to sing, and we'll sing it together. The top part goes, sing to the power of the faith within, sing to the power of the faith within. Lift up your voice, be not afraid. Sing to the power of the faith within. Try it with me. Sing to the power of the faith within. Sing to the power of the faith within. Lift up your voice, be not afraid. Sing to the power of the faith within. The bottom line goes, now let us sing, 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 sing. Now let us sing, 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 sing. Lift up your voice, be not afraid. Now let us sing to the power of the faith within. Now let us sing, 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 sing. Now let us sing, 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 sing. Lift up your voice, be not afraid. Now let us sing to the power of the faith within. Now let us sing to the power of the faith within. Now let us sing to the power of the faith within. Lift up your voice, be not afraid. Now let us sing to the power of the faith within. Now let us sing, sing, sing. Now let us sing to the power of the faith within. Lift up your voice, be not afraid. Now let us sing to the power of the faith within. Now let us sing, sing, sing. Now let us sing to the power of the faith within. Lift up your voice, be not afraid. Now let us sing to the power of the faith within.
I love that one. Every Sunday, we come together in fellowship. In this sacred space, we share our concerns and our celebrations with our fellow congregants, that we may help shoulder the burdens and rejoice together. If you have a joy or sorrow to share, please raise your hand and an usher will bring a microphone to you. For every joy or concern expressed, we will drop a glass bead into the water. If you are so inclined, you can do so for yourself. Even if you're not comfortable putting your thoughts into words, you are welcome to come up and put a bead in. Today, the first bead we drop into the water is for sorrow. Sorrow for the fear and anger felt in the Twin Cities metro area due to the continued aggression against our neighbors and ourselves. The second bead is for a joy. Yesterday, I had the privilege of helping and witnessing the drive for goods for Bloomington Public Schools and the families that they're helping. And folks, they had so many things donated that they had to find extra space to store them because the 2 empty garages that had been set aside for all the goods were full. And there was just, and so many people showed up, it was beautiful. So thank you to anyone who donated and dropped stuff off. It was an incredible experience. So nice. Anyone have a joy or concern that they'd like to share?
I like to express the joy of the Bloomington Drive as well. Not only did we get to help our neighbors, it also allowed me to carve an hour for a very dear friend. So after we dropped stuff off, we got a beer.
I will bore myself as I will myself.
And I'm glad you do.
I'll share the sorrow that has already been named, but I think cannot be named enough, is all of the loss and tragedy that is happening around us is cause for tears most days, but I am continue to be struck by the equal counterpoint of the goodness that surrounds us all the time, and the community that is continuing to grow in neighbors and in community, and that's the part that keeps me going personally. Some specific joys for me this week. My sweet Gracie girl turns 19 on Tuesday, so happy birthday to Gracie. And also Chris and I, while we've been together for over 13 years, just celebrated our first wedding anniversary. So that was, yeah, thank you.
Tom Ellinger. A concern and a joy. My brother, who I think I've told you before, is suffering recurrence of his melanoma. Has spent a lot of time over the last month in Hennepin County Medical Center. And that's a sadness in a way. He's home now in time for the Super Bowl. But the joy is, I spent a considerable amount of time there as well, and the helpers in that place are amazing, just amazing. I wasn't really aware of the jewel that Hennepin County Medical Center is, but the people there are just astonishing.
Hi, it's on? Good. Oh, I can talk loud anyway. I'm Sue Vigliaturo. I have a joy, a couple of them. One is Gabe's birthday was last Wednesday. I had to do some math in my head. He turned 27. I almost called him 28. Sorry, I'm rounding up already. The other joy I have is I have my grandson, Kellen, here. And Kellen's here from Rochester, and we protested yesterday. And what was really cool to see was the people getting together. We protested, we're from Shakopee. It was a local protest. But it was really neat to see all the people together. And I thought it was a really positive experience. And Kellen braved the cold. Good for you. Your feet got a little cold, but we hung out for the whole hour and a half. Thank you.
I have a joy / concern to share. Yesterday we went to Powderhorn. There's been a business called Forever Sailing. It's a small business, and she's been shutting down on Fridays. And I really encourage all of you to go there and support her. She went to a wonderful thrift store. She's got shirts worth 50 cents, and she's really having a hard time right now. So if you guys want to support a local business, I really suggest it.
What's the name of it?
Forever Sailing.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a wonderful business. It's in Powderhorn, Minneapolis.
Google it. Richard, are there any joys or concerns online?
Could I just say, with some volunteer work I've been doing, I've really, I mean, it's not that I didn't know, but I've really seen firsthand the economic divides in this country. And I don't want to say there's any good that's come out of any of this ICE situation at all, but I hope that we can show the same kind of concern and support and generosity to people once this is over as well.
I wanted to thank the church for opening up their service to talk about Camp Unistar today. I'm glad Gabe and Carla can lead the service.
We drop one last bead into the water as we hold in our hearts all the thoughts expressed today and all those that remain unspoken. Please join me in the musical response. Our first reflection today is from one of my favorite people, my kid, Ries. They would have been here to do it in person, but they are in OWL class right now, and that takes precedence. So Ian offered to record some thoughts to share with us.
Hello, this is Ian, and I want to talk about the first time I went to Unistar. Now, the first time I went to Unistar was difficult for my family. Mi abuelo, or my grandfather, passed away earlier that summer, so I needed something to take my mind away from it. And Unistar really helped with that. The program got me to think about other stuff than what happened earlier that summer. So that was, I really needed that summer. It was difficult for me. It was first aid week, so we learned stuff like CPR, using tourniquets, which was not only useful, but taught in a fun way. It was also really easy to talk to people there. In fact, I probably talked to new people at Camp Unistar more in just the individual weeks I've been there than I have at school this year. Because I don't have much social anxiety there for some reason. I guess it's just really calming for me. And I really need calming days over the summer. I need calming days all the time, but for some reason, especially over the summer, which is good because it's a fun and calming place, which allowed me to have the stress-free days I needed to just bring back up and bring my emotion back up.
Hello everyone, today I'll be talking to you a bit about our sharing partner for February, Northside Achieve Zone. You can donate at minnesotavalueu.org/donate or at the Give Plus app on your smart device if you're interested. As Unitarian Universalists, we are called upon to deploy our time, talents, and treasure in support of helping our neighbors and communities thrive. To that end, every month we share half of our Sunday offering with an organization whose values align with ours. This February, our sharing partner is Northside Achieve Zone. Their mission is to end multi-generational poverty in North Minneapolis by building a culture of achievement where all low-income children of color have the support they need to graduate high school and succeed in college, career, and life. They accomplish this by addressing the wide range of needs from prenatal to professional, using community-based partnerships which support parents and caregivers with parenting classes, goal setting, coaching, and leadership opportunities to ensure their scholars thriving. Ushers, please come forward to collect the offering.
Gone are the days where nonprofits can work in a siloed fashion, housing over here, health over here, early childhood over there. Collaborating is not easy, and I believe this is the future of the social sector. To create this ecosystem of holistic support with the goal of ending multi-generational poverty. Be part of NAS and you are going to achieve. Get at the belief gap. You'd say, would you like your child to go to college? And no matter what the mom or dad look like, everybody said, of course I do. We'd follow up with, could you use someone having your back to make that happen?
At NAS, we have an opportunity to look courageously at issues that others have run from.
When we bring all of our resources and our energies together, we can have a greater impact. What we're seeing are amazing outcomes in the lives of children and families who have been most left behind.
This is what the Beloved community looks like.
We have 43 organizations and schools that have committed to leaving our missions and our agendas at the door and focusing on working with the same families and the same children for their academic and life success. Each family and each child creates achievement plans, And that achievement plan is what drives them to our partner support. And so each family has this team based on the plan they created. So we have the plans that we've agreed on. But then we also look at what the data says. We can track the achievement plans our families create, the interventions that happen, and then we can actually see this intervention worked to produce that outcome, this didn't.
For a lot of people, data really is scary.
Being honest about what's not working, and then changing it in real time.
The results give us a clear vision of not only where we come from, but also what next steps are.
What we need to stop, what we need to accelerate, what we need to tweak. We've been very intentional about the culture that we're building here. Many of our employees are from the very community that we work in. They've been there. We have a shared language. We are not under an illusion that we can do things on our own. We know we need each other.
If you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together. Because we are more powerful together than we are by ourselves.
Next, Sarah and Matthew will tell us a little bit about their experience at Camp Unistar.
So when Antonio grew from baby to child, we figured we should come up with some family traditions for the sake of proactively forming positive memories. Shortly after the pandemic, we took a camping trip to Jordan and had the idea to be KOA people. A family emergency ended our trip to Iowa KOA that following year. And a couple of weeks before our family started coming to MVUF, we went to the Dells. It was fun enough to consider next year.
Growing up UU, I always wanted to go to Camp Unistar. Many friends at my congregation in youth cons went there. Some of my friends worked there as young adults. During a service such as this 2 years ago, I was reintroduced to the possibility of attending Camp Unistar. I immediately texted Sarah about it, since she was in the nursery that day.
Previously, I went to a Methodist family camp. It was okay, but kind of cliquey. When Matthew showed me the Unistar website and I saw the different programs, I figured we would go for it.
However, this, I like to go to North Carolina. However, that, thank you.
Well, I was going to get to that, but thank you.
Long story short, we went, had a greatest time without Wi-Fi. We couldn't be distracted by responsibilities. We met a lot of friends, tried new things as a family, ate better food than anything we could have cooked. We even had our dietary restrictions taken into consideration. When the boat brought us back to civilization, Sarah asked,
"Can we go back to Camp Unistar now?"
The moment that the camp schedule was released, we signed up.
As an interracial family, it is not always safe for us to travel. If we are visiting a red state, I am not comfortable for Matthew being on his own, for I know the dangers.
Even when we travel with family, it is not always the best scenario because many relatives have vocalized their disapproval for how we accept our child.
Yes, seeing relatives, particularly in North Carolina, is not exactly what I would call rejuvenating. In fact, it can deplete my emotional reservoir.
I like however the death had to come.
If a place We go, if a place we're going has Wi-Fi, it is not a vacation for me. My work will find me.
We all come here every week for a spiritual reset. We all need a place where we can interact with people we know will truly share our values, and we don't have to mask so much.
Want to say something about you?
I will come. I can go back, go by the airplane, go back and home for home.
It's a code, but yeah.
Folks don't fly.
Yeah.
We also want to go to a place where the whole family is safe, emotionally and physically. When you are a parent of a child with special needs, finding a place like Unistar is rare.
Last year at Unistar, Antonio wore a dress to the Thursday night's dance and kept doing his shoulders, knees, and toes. No one cared. I appreciate myself being on the spectrum that I could drop my mask. It's freeing to let your freak flag fly.
I will come. I sit hard to come. That name is bacon.
Many of us heard us sing praises about Unistar during the last couple of years. I bet you are happy that Carla gave us a time limit. The bottom line is that it is rejuvenating to be with other UUs in nature. Whenever we say won't do Camp Unistar justice, you will have to experience it for yourself. Thank you.
Carla also had to give me a time limit, otherwise I'd be here all week. All right. One up here in a moment. Imagine a place where you can disconnect and recharge from the hustle and bustle of your normal life. You have the whole week to create your own experience with 3 hot meals served fresh every day. Even better, a camp that was founded for UUs by UUs. A place where families can come together, bringing generations together in one place of joy, where there's limited phone service, simply connecting with each other in the natural beauty. Well, I'm here to tell you this place exists. It's called Camp Unistar. Hi everyone, I'm Gabriel Vigliaturo, and today I'll be talking to you all about Unistar, and to take you on this journey, I'll be using the 3 visions of Camp Unistar. After a brief history, I'll be talking about cherishing the island, which is our community's commitment to protecting and experiencing the island. This means providing means to get out in nature and encouraging campers to treat the island with respect. Next, we have Belonging at Camp, which means providing space for all at Unistar and providing multiple types of programs and offerings to help build our camp community. Finally, I'll be talking about inspiring action in the world, which is Unistar's commitment to give back to the community and more, as well as encourage campers to become more aware of present issues and means to take action. I'm happy to answer any questions you may have after the service and below after as well. Now, let me tell you a little bit about myself. For some of you, I may be a familiar face, but to others, hello. I have a very long history of Minnesota Valley. Started with my parents getting married here in 1997. I was blessed to be confirmed here and have Karen Olson as my mentor, and I'm even more excited that I too will be getting married on this very stage May 2nd. For Unistar, I started attending at age 11 with my dad, and attended nearly every year before I started working there in 2019, back when I still had hair, and fell even further in love with the island. In fact, I joined the management committee when I was 21, once camp was announced to be canceled in 2020, so I could contribute more to the place I love so dearly. For me, camp is a place where I'm free to express myself and help others enjoy a relaxing week and find inspiration in the natural beauty of the island, and the continued work of the Camp Unistar Foundation to make our camp and world a better place. I personally am biased, as I did meet my fiance at Unistar while I was on staff in 21. Am I ever thankful that I attended that impromptu Zen tangles that day? Now let's begin with a little history. Long ago, there was an Ojibwe settlement on O'Neill's Point. Pottery shards there date to about 5,000 years ago. This settlement was of particular interest to a man named Henry Schoolcraft, born in 1793. He was looking for the source of the Mississippi, and a Native American agreed to show him in 1823. Upon government intervention, the land was partly made into the Chippewa National Forest and eventually was sold to the Anderson family in 1923. If you're interested in learning more about the history of Camp Unistar, I invite you to listen to Where the Red Cedar Grows, a podcast about the history of camp, or to come to the island and visit our history corner. The family was ruled by the matriarch, Berdine Anderson, who wanted a summer refuge for her family, which was in Texas and owned the largest cotton brokerage at the time. They also owned the 5 cabins on camp property. It's important to note here that one of the sons during this period developed pancreatic cancer, but went to Mayo Clinic and was miraculously put into remission for 13 years, which was the work of Dr. O.T. Claggett. In 1954, the Andersons unknowingly had their last summer on the island. Unfortunately, the cancer came back, and the family decided to sell the land. As no one would pay the steep price of $27,000, they looked for a church community to donate to. Now, Dr. Claggett's wife, Alicia, connected with that family, and when she found out they were to donate it to a faith, the devout Unitarian told the family of her dream retreat for Unitarians, and the Andersons decided to give the land to us. Unfortunately, the banker who was managing it was not happy he was going to the Unitarians, as he wanted to go to the Lutherans, and he dragged his feet a little bit. But finally, the camp was transferred to the Unitarians. Now, in 1960, the Universalist Association took over, since Unitarian Universalism was being founded at the time. Camp was set to open in 1961, but it needed lots of work. From the start, it was a volunteer-run camp. Volunteers came to the island despite it being left dormant for years, with furniture and mattresses nearly completely decayed. Weekend after weekend, they would come up and rebuild the camp into the haven they had imagined. They did so, and camp had its first summer in 1961. Camp has enjoyed many updates since then, such as the building of a workshop, the kitchen update, and even a new dock in 2021. Fast forward to 2015, in which the Camp Unistar Foundation is created to own camp. This is still a nonprofit, mainly volunteer-run camp. We only pay the seasonal staff, which manage day-to-day operations, and 1 year-round part-time employee. Short-term operation strategy is managed by management committee volunteers, and long-term strategic planning is done by the Camp Unistar board. Still rustic, still limited phone service, just 3 values: cherishing the island, belonging at camp, and inspiring action in the world. Now let's talk a bit about the island itself. Here's a bird's eye view of the island, and we're located right where that circle is. Now, you can see Lake Windigo in the center, making it look a bit like a star-shaped donut. Cass Lake is absolutely massive, and is the 8th largest lake in Minnesota with 15,596 acres. For reference, Lake Minnetonka is number 9. You can also see some of the other islands, like the land bridge that connects to Cedar Island. Luckily, this is only about 3.5–4 hours from the cities, and the light pollution is very, very limited, so only a little light from the distance from Bemidji. But the stars are still super clear. Commonly, a telescope is brought out. If the planets are in the right locations, you can even see some. Now, I will say, since I have been on the island last, I did complete my Volunteer Master Naturalist certification. So I'm very excited to come to the island with fresh eyes. One of the amazing things about Star Island is it has all 3 of Minnesota's major ecosystems. You have a towering conifer forest with ancient red pines. Then you have an emerging maple basswood forest. Sorry, I got distracted. The trees. Maple basswood forest on O'Neill's Point. And then finally you get a little taste of the prairie on the power line chair, where the beaming sun nurtures the beautiful wildflowers. Just this last year, Youth Week experienced the largest storm in the history of Camp Unistar, which led to 61 trees downed on our campus alone. This has changed the trails quite a bit, so even if you're a longtime camper, it's going to be wonderful to see the forest change in response to this. Now, if the forest isn't your thing and you want to walk along the beach instead, Star Island also has the trail for you. They have quite a few trails right along the beach line where you can see the massive cabins that some of the families have built on there. So Unistar really has a trail for everyone to enjoy. And depending on when you come, you can see different plants flourish. In June, strawberries can be found. July into August, raspberries and blueberries. And in August, if you're lucky, you just might find some lobster mushrooms or chanterelles like I did this summer. Additionally, you can expect to see lots of wildlife. From the plentiful eagle nests you can see above to the rampant chipmunk that roams camp, there's plentiful wildlife on the island. The variety of birds is astounding. I personally had one of my favorite sights I've ever witnessed, a swan nest with baby swans right across from a pair of loons with a baby loon on its back at Windigo this summer. I hope I get to experience that again. Now, speaking of water, if you like fishing, Unistar is the place for you with not one, but 2 lakes to choose from. Now, if you're just looking for a short hike, Unistar can offer a little walk over to Sunset Rock. The picture over here is actually the sunset that I proposed at. In fact, I know I'm not alone in this. I know a couple that met at camp in the 1970s who still go to the sunset every night they're on the island. Beyond looking at the sunset, you can enjoy the lake right from Unistar's campus. We have a wonderful dock with a swim area with 2 rafts for use. We have daily lifeguarding hours during youth and family weeks, and the waterfront is open all day outside of that as well. Beyond swimming, there are plenty of watercrafts for camper use. We have canoes, kayaks, paddleboards, windsurfers, and of course, sailboats. While we have a flag system to show different wind consistencies, feel free to try out sailing on a calm day. I learned how to sail there myself and suggest checking out some of the books in the lodge or talking to some other campers and then giving it a spin. It's really something you gotta learn by doing. Additionally, we have a beach with sand for kids to play on, and just a bit further upshore, we also have tetherball and a volleyball court. We have a weekly staff versus campers volleyball game as well, so come on over and test your skills. Finally, we have plenty of challenges for the more advanced swimmers, kayakers, canoers, and sailors. Plaques declaring sailed around the island, canoe around the island, to name a few, litter the dining hall. I want to highlight that Youth Week, 15 total people embarked upon the Windigo Portage on a paddleboard, kayak, and a single canoe. Now, let's get to some of the different programs at camp. At camp, there are a multitude of programs that campers can attend. Different weeks have different programs, and this summer, we have a great slate of programs. I want to highlight in particular a week led by Leech Lake Band of Ojibwe tribal historian, Dr. Cami Nashland, a Henry David Thoreau week, and if that's not your style, we even have a games week. These programs happen for 2 hours before lunch. During the children's program that I'll get to next, you are not required to attend the programming. You can go for as short or as long as you like. And after lunch, campers may plan programming, but the day is yours to enjoy. Go hiking, go sailing, do yoga on the dock, go swim with the fam, the choice is yours. Moving on to the children's program. It takes place during the adult programming. The children's program is for ages 4 to 11, where we plan activities like swimming, a nature hike, pretzels and tie-dye, and my personal favorite, a trip to Cedar Island. Kids after the program tend to play together under the careful watch of parents, with luckily many parents taking turns keeping an eye on the kids. Now for youth ages 12 to 18, there's also youth programming. While I will be talking about Youth Week later on, this is the programming during the family weeks. This is where I fell in love with Unistar, having a chance to meet fellow UU youth while still having the comfort of my family there. There's programming daily with the youth, with the time varying. Bonfires, hikes, canoe races, campouts, capture the flag. I really can't tell you what they're going to do because the youth plan their week every single week. One of my favorite memories is the camp out. I met many of my good friends that you can see above there, and this summer I had the pleasure of sending my nephew on his first camp out and getting to see the joy when he got to experience it himself. Finally, camp also provides full meal service, offering 3 hot, fresh-made meals a day. Traditional Unistar meals include oatmeal sundaes, handmade pizza, and the famous cinnamon rolls. Additionally, we offer gluten-free, dairy-free, vegetarian, vegan, and allergy accommodations, which can be indicated when you register. We also offer chicken nuggets with some of our more exotic meals, like chana masala. Now for family weeks, we have 2 other offerings. The first being Helping Hands Week, which is a discounted rate that's given during the beginning of the season. There is no morning programming this week. Rather, there's a wide range of projects from screen repair, electrical, or even carpentry. This is a great way to grow your skills and learn more about how to use tools, and even youth are encouraged to participate since there's supervision. This summer, I had the pleasure of teaming up with our youngest Helping Hands camper, who was in middle school. And not only did we paint the boathouse, but we also planned his entire D&D campaign while we were at it. I encourage all of you to take a consideration in this, even if you're not handy. It's worth a shot. I think it's a really unique week because you can gain skills from intergenerational experiences that's really unique I haven't seen in the other family weeks. Finally, there are youth weeks for youth who are going into grades 8 through 12. These weeks are all youth and a select group of counselors. There's daily programming for youth, including capture the flag, swimming, and even some work projects completed as a team. The seniors tend to create one major project, such as the work benches for the shop building. I do want to note there's a different registration process for youth. Registration opens March 1st at noon. Last summer we did have a wait list, so I encourage you all to sign up as soon as possible. Finally, I want to talk about the last of Unistar's values, inspiring action in the world. As a UU camp, we strive to make our world and community a better place. Camp has a multitude of impacts on camp in the greater Cass Lake community. In 2019, we had the Leech Lake Band of Ojibwe tribal attorney Frank B. Boom come and talk to camp weekly, and one week he even brought Winona LeDuc. We partner with Fire in the Village currently to bring a Meet the Neighbors programming with local speakers. I had the opportunity to screen print the shirt I'm wearing today during one of the guest talks, and she'll be leading a week, in fact, this summer. And while at Youth Week, they had an Ojibwe first language speaker share his experience. As for our own community, we are seeking to improve our culture to be as welcoming and inclusive to all kinds of people. And this is monitored by the Culture and Consent Committee, which helps to reinforce our values of camp diversity and inclusion. This means a huge emphasis on affirmative consent in all areas, from taking pictures to asking someone for a hug. Now, you all must be asking yourselves, what's next? Well, registration is currently open online. Our registration system does ask you to pick a few different weeks so we can help fit all families who want to come to camp. So please consider picking quite a few weeks you're interested in so everyone can come. The priority deadline this summer is March 19th for Family and Helping Hands Week registration. One thing I want to highlight is our congregation is unique. It is the only congregation in the Twin Cities area to have their own scholarship fund. So please feel free to talk to us more downstairs after the service if you're interested in this. Now, any burning questions I can answer? I'll be around after the service as well. You can ask me at the oatmeal Sundays after the service. Yeah.
Please join us in singing hymn number 1064, Blue Boat Home.
lovely. That is a big tradition. We sing that on the last night of camp. There's usually a talent show, and we get some very interesting performances. We get music and skits and all sorts of interesting things, poetry, and we always close singing Blue Boat Home. As for the oatmeal sundaes you heard Gabe refer to, that is basically what it sounds like. It's a bowl of oatmeal, and then you get to get ice cream and toppings on it. So if you feel so inclined, that's what we're having downstairs. There are other things, but that is the most important part. Is the oatmeal sundaes. We do that on the first morning that we are at camp. So, Star Island is located on Cass Lake, and its Ojibwe historical place name is Gamisquawa Kokazagaigan. I have practiced that a million times. The place of the Red Cedars Lake. During the months of June and July, it is customary for the Ojibwe to harvest cedar bark. At this time of year, the bark could be easily removed from the cedar trees. Miskawawak, red cedar, was harvested to prepare medicinal teas and to produce items such as mats and canoes. Today, sadly, the red cedar is not as prevalent in the region as it once was. Cedar bark harvesting was a summer ceremonial occasion, and a number of families would establish a camp. Prior to harvesting the cedar bark, a ceremony and a feast was held. The ceremony consisted of a prayer and tobacco offering to the four directions: east, south, west, north, as well as sky and earth. Like the Ojibwe, many of us have special summer traditions, most of which involve rest and renewal. We take time, perhaps with family and loved ones, to escape daily routines and stressors and enjoy the long, warm, clear days and starlit nights of summer. At Camp Unistar, we have the added benefit of doing so surrounded by natural beauty and in good company. Every time I leave Star Island, I am filled not just with a sense of longing to return, but of belonging to something bigger, a connection. And I am able to face the world again with a calmer mind, a rested body, and a restored soul, ready to face life anew. Please join me in the words for extinguishing the chalice. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.
We're gonna keep on moving forward. Keep on moving forward. Keep on moving forward. Never turning back. Never turning back. Sigamos adelante, siempre adelante, siempre adelante, sin volver atrás, sin volver atrás. We're gonna keep on loving boldly. Keep on loving boldly. Keep on loving boldly. Never turning back. Never turning back. Amoremos con pasión. Siempre con pasión, siempre con pasión, sin volver gonna reach across our borders, reach across our borders, reach across our borders, never turning back, never turning back. Vivamos sin fronteras, siempre sin fronteras, siempre sin fronteras, sin volver atrás, sin volver atrás. Gonna keep on moving forward, keep on moving forward, keep on moving forward, never turning back, 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 never turning